Hello and welcome to another update video about Aave. Aave has surprisingly held really well in this current sell-off of Bitcoin and Ethereum. That gives a bit more confidence in the bullish count here. And I think in the last video I told you that my primary expectation is still the pink count here, which would be one more low, maybe even into the region around the 40s or mid 40s US dollar, of course. But also made you aware of a possible bullish count. And I said, unless it really drops like a rock here, it may turn around and put the bullish count in place. And this is gaining in probability. It is gaining in probability. We still don't have a very clear picture here. The pink count would suggest that we're in the fifth wave down. And the yellow count would suggest we've completed a wave 2. And to be honest, if it is turning around, it should really do it now. Yeah. Ideally, it doesn't drop any lower. Okay, it could still come down to the 78.6% FIB level, maybe in an A, B, C correction, but it would again just be a bit more painful because my issue with this chart is that it actually retraced too low in this larger 1-2 setup. So it already is less likely to put a bullish count in place here, but still possible. We didn't move down too much, so in terms of making it impossible and invalidating the pattern, it just is less likely. And therefore, ideally, we are moving up from here and don't put a new low in place, because here in the smaller fractal, it would then be good to show some strength. So yeah, ideally, we're reversing here at the 50% FIB level and push higher. The pink count is still my primary, just because we retrace too much and there are charts that show a little bit more promise in terms of a short-term bullish perspective. But here, what is quite certain for me, anybody who can who wants to look at this, if we drop really below the 50% FIB level here at $59, I think then we could come down quite quickly to 54, retest that, and if that fails, we are most certainly going into the $30 to $40 range. Yeah, but because we did hold, and we're holding quite strong compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum, then because we're holding quite well, we can put a little bit more weight onto the bullish count here. So this is support area here, and basically between the 50% FIB level and the 78.6% FIB level, and we would be rallying in a wave 3 then. Now I'm waiting for confirmation here, because it's a bit too early to confirm that. Yes, we've moved up a bit, but what I'd like to see now, and this is really, we're talking about micro counting here, what I'd like to see is now that to get a bit more confident in the bullish count, I want to see here that we are in the small wave 2, putting a support in, and don't make a new low. So if we now hold support, and that support would need to be in, well, in the current range, I would say, right? It needs to be between the 78.6% FIB level and the 50% FIB level again. I'm not going to make that, let's make that yellow. Between $59.46 and $61, basically where we're now. We need to find support here in wave 2, in the small wave 2. And if we turn around here and break above the wave 1 high, that would be a really good first strong indication that a low has been made here in the larger wave 2. Next really good confirmation would be a break above that wave 1 high at $68. Then the imminent downward move is invalidated anyway. And then we can reach the larger wave 3 target, which I'm going to show you as well. We would then be talking actually about $86.60. So it's quite an interesting move. If you consider here reward to risk, that is interesting, because you can set your stop loss here quite tight if you want to trade this long, for example. And the reward would be quite nice. So we can take a look at that. If we just take a look here at reward to risk, and if we go all the way up here to, let's say, $86, that would be target. Let's say we set the stop loss. Even if you set the stop loss below the 78.6% FIB level that I mentioned to you here of the larger wave 2, because it could theoretically still be we drop below this yellow support area. Yeah. Let's just do that. And I'm not telling you to do it. It's just that's your own decision. But in terms of reward to risk, if we 1 second. So where would we enter? Let's say we even entered here long, and we set the stop loss below the 78.6% fib level. You know, you're looking at a reward to risk of around about 3.3. Yeah, so there is much more benefit in this than the actual risk. I mean, you can set the stop loss tighter. Of course, you have a higher chance of being thrown out. If you just set it below the yellow box just for the micro trade there, then you're looking at, one sec, just need to, though you're actually looking at 12. So that would be a pretty decent reward to risk ratio, right? That would be pretty decent. So basically risking 3.5% here for 41.5% move to the upside. It's not too bad. So again, I'm not telling you what to do, but that's exactly what the Elliott Waves help us with, identifying, let's call it, low risk, high reward setups. Okay, so that's my update about Aave. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.